Hello, world and students at Larson Training Centers, soon to officially be Larson Business School. We are here today on January 26th, 2016, and this is day number 2 of Google+. So we've spent the first half hour of our class talking about a great opportunity, something that makes this school really have the reputation of being the Stanford of vocational schools. But you have to be a student to know about that, so we can't talk about that on you. You have to become a student. So go to www to join. Now we're going to talk about Google+. Yesterday, we talked about, oops, I'm going to erase this. Yesterday, we spoke about Google+, and we talked about circles. So what is a circle, Jesus? Well, it is, but let's not say community, because today we're going to talk about communities. What's a circle? Just what? Thank you, Marty. Thank you, Jesus. Sorry. So a circle is just a collection of people, actually email addresses, because Gmail, they might say put in their name, but really they keep track of that person by their email address. So a circle is a collection of people, and there should be something in common, like they're members of your family, or they're friends, or you work with them, or they're fellow students, or they're people who follow you, or they're people who you follow. It's just a group of people that have a particular thing in common. How many circles can we have? Yeah, I would say that's probably the best answer, because nobody's going to have an infinite number, right? It's not really possible to have an infinite number of circles, but you can have probably as many as you want. If you want to spend 8 hours a day for the next 20 years just creating circles, I'm sure that Google will never reach their limit. Okay, so a circle is a collection of people. Now, let's say we're in a restaurant. What kind of circles might we have in a restaurant? We own a restaurant. Okay, let's start with Marty. You own a restaurant. What type of circles might you have? Huh? Okay, so you've said 3. How many different ones? Just choose one.
Well, I guess it's the same thing.
No. Wait, just give me one. Okay, so consistent, like regular customers.
Things like that.
Okay, Mike, what is a circle you would have in a restaurant? You own a restaurant.
After hours.
Okay. After hours. Ed, how about you? Gyms. We're talking about you own a restaurant. What kind of circle would you have? You own a restaurant. What kind of circle would you create? Okay, I don't get it, but all right, I'll put it down. Health food. Okay, Larry. Oh. Okay, you're a restaurant. What's it follow? What's that follow? Okay, Jesus.
VIP.
Okay, so VIPs, right? Matt? Vendors. Okay, so most businesses you're going to have, no matter what the business, you're going to have customers, you're going to have vendors. Who else? What's another circle? Employees. Google Plus is a great way to keep in touch with your employees. Like I do here, if I see something I think is important on Huffington Post, what do? I post it. Other people, if they see an affirmation they want other people to like, they post it. Okay? What's another circle you might have? Competitors. So let's say somebody wants to join your circle or something that you have. You say, oh, that's a competitor. You don't say, no, I'm not going to include him in a circle. What you say is, I'm going to put him in this competitor circle because I don't want them to sneak into one of these other circles. Okay? Now, let's say you have a carpet cleaning business. What kind of circles might you have in a carpet cleaning business? Customers. How about good customers? Okay, like repeat customers. So you might have customers, best customers. How about worst customers? Again, a lot of that is, you're one of my not good customers. I don't like you. You're too picky. You complain. It's hard for you to pay. Whatever it is, I don't want to not include you. I want to put you over here so I know not to include you in something. Like if we're doing a 3-room special, you don't want picky people doing that, right? Because in a 3-room special, it's about volume. Get in and get out. You can't deal with picky people because you can't get in and get out. You get in and you never get out. You end up losing money on that job. You don't want to do that job because you could have done 3 other jobs in the amount of time it took you to do that one. You could have one of your vendors. How about prospective customers? Right? Prospective customer circle. Hey, we have a special. If somebody's a customer, do you always want to give them specials that you give somebody new? No. Right? You want them to pay the regular price. But you want to turn a prospective customer into a real customer by making them an offer they can't refuse. Right? So we have a special offer for first-time customers. Now, fast forwarding, now this goes under the heading of how the Google apps work with one another. What is the app that connects to circles in a really special way? This is Google. I know. Yes, it connects with itself, but not in a special way. Okay. The one that connects in a special way with circles is Google Voice. On Google Voice, you can have a different greeting for every circle. So that means somebody who's a prospective customer calls, what they hear when they answer is, hey, thank you for calling. You're not a customer yet, but we have a great offer for you. If you're a best customer and you call in, you don't get that. You get, hey, you're one of our best customers. Just tell us what you want us to do and we'll get it done and we'll send you a confirmation. Just leave your message here. Thank you. You're one of our best customers.
Doesn't Gmail work the same way then? When you have different email replies based on the circle?
Not really. Not really.
Okay.
No, not really. So you can have different responses, but if an email comes in and you have like a vacation thing, it doesn't go to the level right now of, oh, if this guy sends you an email, here's the automatic reply to him that's different from that guy. Okay? You can have an auto reply.
But based on the person coming in, you can't filter it in such a way. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, there's things that you can do, but it's cumbersome. This is really easy. This is a really easy thing to do. And it blows people away. It blows people away. So, but part of every business, part of the tool of tricks that you go in, bag of tricks that you would go into in your interview, if you choose to talk about Google Plus, when they say, well, how can the cloud help our business? What you can talk about, if you talk about Google Plus, one way to start simply would be with communities. We create circles for this, all of these different circles for this business, and it helps us get customers or be more efficient at keeping track of people. For example, let's say with employees, you have a restaurant, and you have a new wine that you're going to carry on the menu, or a new menu item. What could you do with a Google Circle?
Well, I mean, you could advertise that a lot. If, you know you like Chardonnay, so we're going to tell you about.
This is with your employees.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You have a restaurant,
Yes.
You have a new menu item. What? You share it with the circle for what reason? What do? You just say, oh, by the way, we have this new menu item.
Well, everybody should be tasting it, so they should go on with it. What are you trying to tell
Yeah, but people don't remember. You have a taste, okay, we got this new menu item, everybody, blah, 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 taste it. Do you like it? Yeah, great. Everybody should know by now, if 10 minutes later, they gave everybody a quiz on what was said,
They'll know what it tastes like.
they'll know what it tastes like. But when you go up to a table, hey, we have this new menu item. It's, oh yeah, it's this. Oh, well, tell me about it. It tastes good. Okay, that's not
Okay,
compelling.
but it's better in their home, they get on the internet and they learn about the special.
So what you can do on the circle is to replace, I'm not saying replace people tasting, but you can have, here's the description, here's a video you got, here's this other information, here is a link to the hangout on air that we did while we were doing the tasting. You can relive that whole experience. Here's the link to that, and oh, by the way, here's a quiz.
And you can only advertise it to the customers, show how it's being
Well,
made.
so that would be in a different circle.
Yeah.
So a different circle would be to your customers or your best customers, new menu item, here's what it is, here's the cook, our chef preparing it in the kitchen.
We got it from Japan, the like.
Whatever, exactly. You can do all kinds of stuff like that. And if you get people at the right time, people are susceptible. When people say, hey, honey, what do you want to do tonight? The first good idea they get, they're going to say, sounds good.
Or a special, can be secret special. Only people with this code are sending you.
Correct.
Try the special.
Okay, so that could be to your best customers. And what if you did it every Thursday night? Or for Thursday night was the special for best customers night. People start looking forward to that and change their habits based upon they had a good experience. How about you want to have a special for dinner? Not dinner, a dessert special. And you have 1,000 people in your best customer circle. What do? You post it in there.
That we're offering this dessert if you come in tonight.
It's free. And people who have smartphones, who have them configured to get notification if something happens on Gmail or Google+, what happens to their phone as soon as you post that within 10 seconds? Bing! Huh, what's that? Oh, hey. Over at Marty's restaurant, they have special molten lava cake, or whatever was in the movie The Chef. Okay, molten lava cake, free dessert tonight.
Great.
Maybe somebody goes. Well, how much did it cost you to do that? Zero. If one person comes in, how much extra money? It's $10. How much extra money did you make?
$10.
Well, you're giving it to them free, but if your average
cost,
whatever your meal that you sold, because it's not just come in. However, the just come in could work. At Pizza Rock, they go through 100 magazines a week. Check YouTube Pizza Rock over in GVR. Why? Because it says, visit our new location, Green Valley Ranch, receive $10 off your check for $25 or over. That's a $40 on a $25 item. That's a 40% bonus. I said, do you want me to take that out? They said, no. Because people spend that extra $10 anyway. They just buy $10 more. Instead of coming and spending $35 or $45, now they spend $55. And we give them $10 off, so we ended up getting the same amount of money we would have gotten otherwise. Right. Plus, people are happier. They might come back more often, tell their friends, etc. Spend more money. So, Google Plus Circles is a great way to do that. But we really want to talk about communities. And I think, given that we have 6 minutes left, the ideal way to talk about a community is think about a circle on steroids. It does everything that a circle does, but it does more. And what you do is you invite people to join your community, whereas a circle is one way of going out. You put people in your circle, Anytime you make an announcement, you post something to that circle, what happens? What happens? No. You post something in your circle, what happens? It goes out. It goes out to everybody in your circle. Okay? But a community, it lets people who are not part of your circle join. Okay, so let's say you're part of the community. Marty's not. You can say, hey, Marty, join this community. Every time I post something in the community, everybody who's a member gets notified. Okay? Plus, in a community, postings can be categorized. We're on a circle, it's just chronological. Today I posted free dessert. Last week I posted free coffee. Next week I said, hey, we have a new menu item. Week before that it was, we have a new chef.
What a community you can do, what instead?
You can categorize those postings so that,
Subcommunities?
not subcommunity, but a category. So it can be like menu, people,
What are drop down lists?
events. It's like a drop-down list, except it's always there. And so you post something and you put it in menu items, say, in the category menu items. When they go to it, all they see are menu items. If it's special events, you post something, it's there.
Just special events. As
Yeah.
opposed to interspaced all throughout.
And so the idea is if you get somebody to your community, and you get them in a category, you have a bunch of other things that are like that in that category, it's going to help get them to be a believer, to join your cause, to get them to believe in what you believe. So for our purposes, a community is like a circle on steroids. Another perspective of it is it's a very simple website. Okay, because it can look like a website. Now, how do you use it like a website? Well, up in the Omni box, it has the address of that community, right? So in your email, you have your signature. What's your signature, Jesus, on your email? You do. What's your signature on your email? What's at the bottom? It's the thing we added. So if you send an email, you should have a thing at the bottom that says your name and has phone number and stuff like that. Okay, that's called signature. Now below that, you can have a thing that says join our community, or you can have our community, or you can just have a link that's the name of your community. If people click on it, it takes them where? It takes them to the community. It's like us on Facebook, or join our Facebook page, or a lot of people have on their websites, or on the bottom of their email.
Put a link.
Yeah, you put a link in. So anytime you send an email, there could be a link to your community, and it asks when people get there, you have an opportunity to join the community.
You can also find your logs, right? Like,
Right. So in Google Plus, you can look for other communities. So, so from one perspective, a community is like a circle on steroids. From another perspective, it's like a very simple website where you don't need to know how to need to program, you don't need to code, you don't need to pay somebody to be a webmaster for what you do. You just do it on your own, and it's just like posting to Facebook. Because anything that you post to your community is going to show up there just like if you posted it on your homepage. Now, what we want to do, and in California, what we want to do is go to Google Plus. Go to your Google Plus. We're going to quickly create a community. And Dennis, what do you see on my screen?
Yeah, right now we see your Google look like your Google Plus the
Like a classroom of people?
classroom. Yes.
Okay, good. All right. That's good. This is Hero School, everyone. This was one day of Hero School. That's Tiger Todd, a.k.a. Tigre. Okay, so I'm going to go down here to Communities. I'm going to hover over the home button. The drop-down is going to open. I'm going to click on Communities.
And And then once you hit that community, you should see something that says create.
And then I'm going to create a community. Does everybody see that blue button that says create community? Okay, now what was the community we're supposed to create?
And then name.
Oh,
Employment planning?
Well, this one we're going to make called employment planning. So just call this one employment planning. Okay. We'll get a minute. I'm doing okay. Yeah, actually, yeah.
Okay, what's the community we're creating?
what's it?
Yeah.
We need employment planning your name.
Okay, employment planning and then your name. Okay, so we're in communities, create community. Now the first thing that happens is it restricted, or what does yours say?
Public or private?
Okay, so you want to make it private because this is for employment planning purposes. So the only people who you invite to see it can see it. So you make it private.
Follow along right there. So you already have it created.
Okay, now you make it private. What do you want to call it? Employment planning, your name. Can people search for this community? So for our purposes right now, the answer would be no. Okay, you only want people to see it who you want to see it. So you say no. And then you create the community. Yeah, employment planning, your name. Okay? And then you're here. So this afternoon, we'll work on populating our community. Okay? So you just follow these things, you add your tagline, maybe you don't have one right now, but you put your photo in there, filling out the about section, who you are. And so the idea for this community, thinking back to this morning, this is a community that you want prospective employers to come see you. Okay, so you would have a link to this on your resume. And anything good, scanned copies of certificates, diplomas, licenses, any stuff like that you would have in a section called certificates or whatever. If you've got any awards, you have a category called awards. You scan or have pictures of you getting awards. Anything that you have. Maybe hobbies. The more they like you, if you have the skills, the more they like you, the higher the probability you're going to get the position. In fact, you'll get it unless somebody better comes along. So that's what this community is for. Okay, so Dennis, is there anything I can answer for you?
No, we're okay, Ed.
Okay, so here is up at the top in the Omni box, I just made bold, that's the link to this community. So you select it, you right click, copy. Now, but before that, what I want you to do is drag your community down to your bookmarks bar. So how do we do that?
You just hold on to your lock, and then
You hold down the left mouse button on the lock, and you drag it down to the bookmarks bar and let go. And then you edit the name. So you edit, so you are on it, you right click edit, and you make it something short like employment EP COP or EPCMTY. Just so that you know what it is. And then if you want to get to your community, what you need to do. Yeah, you open a new tab, because if you don't open a new tab, whatever tab you're on, it's going to overwrite. So you open a new tab, you click on that on your bookmarks bar, and boom, you're at your community. That's how you can update it. And now, just also on your bookmarks bar, you should have links like that to remember this, to our
weekly conversations, heads on.
Yeah, all of that type of stuff you should have, because that makes it easier and more productive. Okay, so we're well over time. Dennis, is there anything we can answer for you?
We're okay. We're just creating the communities right now.
Okay, good. So communities are a very important thing. Yeah.
Director, what do you want us to, copy and paste the community? First one is highlighted, copy.
Okay, so if you copy, when you go to your email, for example, that is the link. So what I was going to say is copy, open a new tab, right click, paste, and go.
And this is what it looked like when you send it out. I mailed it to myself on another account. It's just accepted invitation.
There you go. So see how that is? So that's what happens when you copy the link. You paste it in as a link on your signature. And then as Matt just demonstrated, what it automatically does, because you made it a private community, it automatically says what?
Join us community, most account accept invitation.
Accept invitation. Okay? So now you start capturing these people. And you have an easy way to keep in touch with them. Okay, so it's break time. Thank you, California, for being there.
Okay, thank you, Ed.
Bye now.
All right, we'll